Did you know that lobsters were once so common that people thought of them as pests rather than a delicacy? This fascinating crustacean has come a long way from its humble beginnings. In the American colonial period, lobsters were as abundant as seashells on the beach. They were so plentiful that they were often served to the poor, prisoners, and indentured servants. Native tribes living along the coasts used lobsters more as fertilizer or bait rather than considering them a viable food source. People were so embarrassed to be seen eating lobsters that they would often hide the shells from view to avoid the stigma of poverty. In an interesting turn of events, in the state of Massachusetts, indentured servants felt so aggrieved by the monotony of their lobster meals that they took their masters to court, suing to limit their lobster meals to no more than 3 times a week. And guess what? They won. Fast forward to the early 19th century, and lobsters were still not considered a high-end food. In fact, they were cheaper than Boston baked beans and were sometimes even fed to cats. But as the late 19th century rolled around, things began to change for our friend the lobster. As railroads spread across the country, lobsters found their way onto the dining cars of trains. There, people who were unfamiliar with this crustacean found it to be surprisingly delicious. This newfound popularity led to an increased demand for lobsters, sparking the beginning of the lobster canning industry. By the 1920s, lobsters were becoming less plentiful, but the demand for them was growing. This imbalance between supply and demand caused the price of lobsters to skyrocket, transitioning them from a common food to a sought-after delicacy. By the 1950s, lobsters had become a popular choice among celebrities and the wealthy, cementing their status as a luxury food item. So there you have it, the humble lobster's incredible journey from common food to culinary delicacy. From being so plentiful that they were considered pests, to being served in the finest restaurants around the world, it's a testament to how perceptions can change over time, and a reminder that even the most common things can become extraordinary.